Hmm. Well, good evening. Certainly is late right now. Technically, it would be known as morning. Very early in the morning. I have not been able to sleep for the past few nights. Seems to come with the package whenever it's an old story. I get tired of telling it. Let's just say every now and again, I'm known to have a drink or two, and if I'll just go like 5 days without drinking, I have a lot of trouble sleeping, and that's been the case. But anyway, I'm going to just, I guess, rant or explain what compelled me to come on real quick. This is meant to be brief. I do not intend to stay long and get into it. I have work in the morning, like most of us. Just recently, I was watching a true crime. Hey, Warrior Mom, how you doing? I will be interactive because I don't know. It seems to be the best way to go about a life when you cannot sleep. So feel free to engage. I'm going to talk about a case that I think most of the country, hell, most of the world has heard about. And, it's a damn shame. I just watched the half hour, 35-minute true crime video story. Yo, Tennessee royalty, you're definitely a cat that stays up late too. So props to you, brother. That's been the case for me. Have not been able to sleep good for 4 damn nights now. But okay, hey, Drake's Bane, welcome. Here's my queen survivor. Shabbat, Shalom, Salam, Jalo. And now I'm gonna talk about this case it's haunted me since I learned about it. I don't remember what year it happened, and I just learned. Well, I'm gonna explain, Mr. Drake, sir. I just learned the outcome of this case, and it's one of those cases that's so heinous. Oh, by the way, I'll have a brand new computer delivered here Friday, so you can expect, I guess, lives with a lot more effort, clips, and Josh and I will be working together and all that good stuff. And CanCon, I spoke to him today. So a lot of good things are in the pocket. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna describe something and you guys just feel free. If anything sounds familiar, make this real easy for y'all. Just type A or one or something so that I know as I'm talking about this just despicable, gory, disturbing case. Or it shouldn't even, you know what? This is not monetized. This awful, gory murder. Um, Tell me if you recognize it. Here's some key components of this Greyhound bus. Um, I don't remember the victim's name. I know the murderer's name very well. And this has me wondering why. Why, after watching and listening so carefully, do I remember the killer's name like so easily, but the victim's name that was repeated over and over in this amazing true crime podcast like show? I think it was Jason. J Damn it, man! It's a sad thing. I have to. What's up, Mr. President? What's up, dog? All right, so I'm gonna get into it. Man, I'm just gonna say the victim, who is a young man. He was on a Greyhound bus and he was listening to music. This and then the would-be killer, during a stop, got onto the Greyhound bus. He looked around like, I guess like with the eyes of somebody that needed or would have appreciated an extended hand. And this this man, I really cannot figure out why I can't remember the victim's name. It was told over and over again. I'm not proud of myself right now. But anyway, lo and behold, so this human being, um, he made eye contact with this man called Vince Lee. Vince Lee is a Asian individual who walked on that bus, would normally be on medication, was not on medication, recently got let go of his job, saw the invitation of I guess just a friendly face saying, yeah, sit here next to me. He motioned the victim, the would-be victim motioned and said, just said, you can sit here. So the crazy man, Vince Lee, sat next to him. And as this, please let me know, by the way, yeah, pretty close, car scar. Don't confuse it with one of those Florida man stories. Um, Vince sits down, and I don't know over what span of time had passed, but the dude pulls out a Rambo-like blade, and next to his sleeping stranger that showed him kindness, Vince Lee plunged it into his neck multiple times like a raving maniac. Yeah, this is gonna be kind of gory. If it's not your thing, please feel free to exit alive. This is not for anybody that's new to the channel. This is not my usual way. I have a new computer coming this week, and then we'll go from there. But anyway, so our young victim is being stabbed. He wakes up. He panics. I see a couple numbers dropping. Nobody wants to hear this stuff, and I don't blame you. But I'm gonna keep telling it. And he tries to defend himself, but you don't defend yourself from waking up with a god dang Rambo blade in your neck, being thrusted. So it was pretty much game over from there. And the madman Vince Lee took him down to the ground. The bus stopped. Apparently, there were some people that tried to intervene and stop this attack. And the crazy man just lunged at them with the blade. And there's a reason I'm telling you all this, because today years old for learning what became of the murderer. So he attacked everybody that approached him, and YouTube, yeah, a trigger warning to all. YouTube is watching everybody, man. Every digital, everything is watching us and listening. But regardless, yeah, and I'm not holding back on my words, content, no code words. I'm just talking. I'm speaking about this. The people escape off the bus, and they lock the crazy man in there with his victim, who is long gone by this point. Police arrive, I learned, and they chose to stand down. I much would have preferred that they would have put him down like a dog, Mr. Vince. So Vince is in the Greyhound bus. Nobody's in there. They locked him in. The truck driver stops and gets crowbars and weapons just in case. Our crazy man tried to get out through the door, and he shoves the knife through the crevice of the closing doors, making it pretty clear that nobody's to approach. And yeah, those eyes are everywhere, man. um, and so when I guess our guy, our boogeyman starts to learn he's not going anywhere, he goes back to the body of the young man that was very kind to him and begins to disembowel and decapitate and cannibalize this young man. I'm going to assume he was in his 20s based on all of the photographs I've seen and the his mother's statement. This guy, I'm gonna get really graphic here, okay? So I'm sure the algorithm is fighting this some way, suppressing. It's just what I understand YouTube to be. Um, decapitation, disembowelment, intestines, chops off the man's nose, and he takes his eyes out and he eats his eyes, eats them. He puts the nose and tongue in his pocket, and he just, for the duration of being stuck in this Greyhound bus, continues to cut a man in every way possible and destroy his body. So there is a point to me telling this. I promise you. The SWAT team arrives. We're gonna fast forward a bit. Everybody, the 30 plus passengers, they're scarred forever, psychologically, emotionally, whatever the case. The system is going to, of course, fail us, but so much more than I'd ever dream of. We are failed constantly. I'm used to that. When it comes to, though, such a violent crime of a citizen of any country, a first world country, I hope for, I expect justice. SWAT team. So Vince, the crazy man, he breaks out of the window and he makes a run for it. By the way, every single passenger's items are completely covered in blood, and nobody really got their stuff back. They were evidence at that point. Anyway, Vince is running and he gets tasered, and a canine gets him and gnashes on him a little bit. They take Mr. Vince Lee alive. So this is where it gets crazy. The proceedings, the trial begin. None of the passengers and nor the family of the victim, the mother, the father, the people that worked with him, the people who loved him most, the people that were there that saw this atrocity, they were not allowed to speak at this hearing. I don't call it a trial because I don't think it was a trial. Quacks, crazy, this is not the term you're supposed to use for psychologists and psychiatrists and doctors. They saw Vince Lee as an opportunity to study him, and they put him into a mental institution of sorts where he was able to be medicated, and they put him to the test too. He had a complete perfect memory of everything that transpired in great detail, what he did to this innocent young man. But anyway, they were more focused on medicating him. And that's what they did, of course, over I don't know how long of a span of time. Let's say months. Let's say maybe a couple of years. I got to hear the doctor's statements. It seems like the doctors completely overtook the justice process of this. No legal arm was working on getting this man into prison. So, what I just learned today, because this is an old case, are you familiar with this? This is the Asian guy. He cut off this dude's head and he presented it to everybody outside the bus like it was a trophy. Okay. And then proceeded to cannibalize him inside the bus while he was stuck in there. There's actually some video. Some people out of the group that were horrified did film the moment where Vince Lee held up the head of his victim. Fast forward, though, after I don't know how long the treatment has lasted, a doctor has gone on record to say that he is doing so well that he has a 65% chance of what being completely normal or something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, and I just finished watching this special, and I've seen this case many times, so I'm not going to get too many things wrong. And here's the fact that bothers me. Just me, Joy, I'm going to warn you, this is, and hello, it's fantastic to see you. This is really grotesque stuff. Since I'm not monetizing my lives until my new computer arrives, I think tomorrow, I'm not holding any punches. I'm talking about a very grotesque murder that happened some years back. So Vince Lee, after I don't know how much time, due to the recommendation of his doctors, I can't believe this shit, man. He's free. He's roaming the streets. First, they like gave him privileges to go, walk without supervision, and they all decided as long as he, what's up, Nick? Good to have you, man. Um, as long as he stays on his medication, he's fine. But I just wanted to illustrate we're talking about a man that committed one of the most uh, heinous, disturbing acts of murder and cannibalism, and he's free walking the streets. He is literally like I don't. There's no other way to put it. He's out and about. They changed his name. It's something Barker. He changed his name when he was still in the mental institution. Something Barker. He was once Vince Lee, this Asian man, and now he's what, Bobby Barker, very Hollywood. Well done. This is an old case. If you were to just Google Vince Lee or beheading in Greyhound bus, you'll find the full details. And I all this time though, this is an old case. All this time, I swore, I thought that this man was locked up for life at the very least, institutionalized or prison. But nope, he is living a free life. And I don't know what the observation is for this man. What's up, J Dubs? It's good to see you. Yeah, insomnia is exactly where I'm at for the past 4 damn days now. Not good. But anyway, and don't worry, I'm not gonna just listen to terrible, grotesque podcasts and true crime stuff. Oh, I spoke to J Rod, by the way. J Rod on point. He does. He would like a little collaboration to happen. Um, a lot of things are to come for this channel. I'm very proud for all of you that'll be a part of it. So yeah, where is justice? How is it anybody, if you think, if you have the confidence to make something make sense where I really would need it right now, how? Why? What's the explanation? What's the value? The doctors went on record to express how proud they are that if he stays on his medication, he can be a functioning member of society unless he decides, like he did that day of the murder, stop taking his medication. So we have a cannibal and a killer that's just enjoying freedom. And I don't understand how that is, how that can be. And I just wanted to, I guess, share my confusion, I'm baffled, I'm outraged, and it's another example of justice that has not run its course, and this time it's not even, for somebody that's so rich and powerful. It's for somebody that's an anomaly, a fascinating study for perhaps a wealthy a wealthy team of doctors or the state, or I don't know who's so invested in seeing a man who committed such a disgusting crime being free and enjoying that freedom and that life that he now has. And so that's the story. Again, sorry, let me read this. Sorry. Part of me feels that he got off. There's a reason for it. You're a constitutionalist. So, well, the reason he got off allegedly is that, for one, the courts did not let any of the witnesses speak at the hearing. The family was not allowed to speak, only the doctors. So, my feelings about this is that the interest of the doctors in charge, the psychiatrists, the little mind pokers, they took over, they took precedent, even though this did get national, international attention. And they're damn man, like I remember seeing the video. It still haunts me. This was years ago. That man held up this kind person's head to and showed it off to everybody, man. Like I'm not gonna repeat the things he did. Just feel free to look it up. Greyhound decapitation, Greyhound bus, cannibalism. Vince Lee, that was his name. Now he's under a different name. Doesn't that make you wonder where could he be under his new name and new identity? Is he with somebody we know? Is he with somebody we care about? Does he work somewhere? You know that we go to. It's creepy, and anytime I run into injustice, even if it's not just focused on the wealthy or the politicians, when it's an example of, I guess, the overfunded element, even though I love healthcare, this is an example of it gone wrong. And I just wanted to bring this shit to everybody's attention because I was absolutely appalled and shocked when I learned that Mr. Vince Lee, aka now known as Bobby Barker, I know his last name for a fact is Barker, is a free man. So there you have it. If anybody leaves a comment, I'm gonna respond and I'm gonna go. It's late. I haven't. I'm gonna try to sleep. Don't YouTube and insomnia. Okay, that's my advice. I rode a Greyhound on. Yeah, I've been on a Greyhound like twice in my life. I did Amtrak was awesome. Me personally, I have a very fond memory of riding Amtrak with my family, making friends on there when we were arriving to Florida after our flight, and I used the Amtrak on a monthly basis to visit my ex-fiance in Orlando way back when in my 20s. Um, I can't imagine what these people went through and how many lives it impacted. I got to hear the mother of the victim make her impact statement, so to speak. You know, nobody except for these quacks are glad this man is medicated and functioning. There are certain things where you just got to put somebody to sleep. You know, and a sick dog needs to be put to sleep. There's no humanity there. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I've been working plenty. My staycation. I was supposed to have a lovely little vacation. I had three different places I could have driven to, and so many things just went wrong during my little brief duration to, I guess, to enjoy myself. I had to make sure my dog's dental was covered. The AC got all fritzy. We had a lot of storms. We got hail. You'll see that video in my shorts. That, that sounds terrible. In the shorts that I post, yeah, you get me. I know you're an intelligent audience. Damn it, Karskar. You have Josh-like humor, and I congratulate you for that. By the way, I spoke to Josh, and he's very excited to get back to getting back. We got a lot of topics. We got a lot of videos, a lot of concepts, and something special that I'm gonna do. Um, there is a stuck in the middle group on Facebook with like 800 people. There is somebody who I'm just gonna speak plainly. I'm going to target him, call him out, and do a 3-minute reaction video to some statements he's done because he has been an open advocate of not only just being the trans community, but he has been an open advocate of the grooming. And he posted a picture of a child that was pointing a gun at a camera, but the difference here, the nuance, this was at a gun show. So the gun that was being pointed by this, like, let's say 11-year-old had a tag, it was unloaded and had that wire that attaches it to the counter. It was no harm. It couldn't, it was completely safe. But my old buddy here Should I give? I'll just call him E. He made a big argument, and it's got over 300 comments of going back and forth, and he's asking, how can you argue that the LGBTQ or the trans movement is trying to groom your children when this picture right here is proof that the right is grooming their children to worship guns and indoctrinate them. There's so many problems with his statement, and I learned that he also in a I don't want to put all my cards on the table, but I doubt he's going to watch this because he liked me when I was the blue no matter who guy, and that's not who I am anymore. He advocated for children transitioning at the age of 10 or 12 if it makes them feel better. So I'm gonna on Facebook, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna call him out. I'm gonna do 3 minutes of just compelling him to feel absolutely wrong, and then I'm gonna see if we can get him to come over to YouTube on Progressive Patriot or Stuck in the Middle with Josh and I and explain himself. He doesn't know what I know that he has said, but we'll see. Anyway, all right, that's it. Yeah, please, debate is what makes the world go round. You know how we roll. I am tired, so no more long goodbyes. Thanks for listening to this disturbing story. I apologize if, well, you know what? I've been very finicky with apologies. I think I left plenty warnings about what you were going to hear. So if you stayed, it's of your own volition. And with that, to be continued. Let's see what my new computer looks like tomorrow, guys. Thank you for joining as always, and good night. Karscar, Unspecified V, Just Me Joy, J Dubs, and Queen, Survivor, Warrior, Mom, Mr. President. When is this? The computer is arriving. I mean, I was told Friday. I'm assuming that's. Oh, wait, no, we're Thursday. So yeah, 2 days from now, new computer. I gotta transfer some minute data, and before you know it, promise. So, all right, good night, all. Oh, and thank you. Good night, all, and thank you. Let's see. Let's do a freestyle. You ready? Okay. Um, Good night. I'm scarred for life. Hope you are able to get some rest, Eli. LOL. This is not working. Hey, unspecified V. That's wild. Wild, ain't it? No, okay. This song is a failure. It's a failure. Okay. Good night. Gone. Dat. LOL. Night.